How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. We're getting ready to start the second part of this fire pit build, and I'll show you what we're going to get started on next. Okay, I have this flat stock left over from when we built the little rack, the shelf holders, and I had already cut one piece of this, and I think I figured out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do this. I need to really plug up some of the holes in the bottom of this. We don't want all these holes open, but it's not going to hurt to have some holes. So what I did is I cut these little blocks. I'm going to cut these little blocks. They're about 3 inches long, 3.5 inches. And I'm going to get them to fit right down in each one of these. Real nice and neatly. If I can here. They'll fit right down inside of here. Just like so. And then we'll weld the 4 corners, and that'll still give us a little bit of an air gap, but not too much. So I'm going to get to cutting these guys up, and we're going to get them all put in there. Okay, so we got all these holes plugged up, and believe it or not, here's a nice piece of 3/8, or this is 3/16 steel. I think this will be fine in the bottom here. This was in my scrap pile. I cut it out for a project or something, and it just covers that thing just perfect in the center there. So we're going to weld this guy in the middle here, and we're going to leave all these holes open for, you know, air and water. If water gets in the bottom, we want the water to go out of this thing. So we'll go ahead and get this welded in. We'll have the bottom all complete. Okay, we got the rim flipped over because we're going to get ready to attach our bottom on here. And I'm just going to clean this up with the grinder a little bit. That way it'll get a good weld there. And we're just going to tack, you know, a few times around it. This is going to be very, very heavy. Okay, I got that ground off there pretty good. We're going to go ahead and get this pipe welded into place, the bottom pedestal of this. Alright, we welded up everything in the bottom pretty good now, and we got the pedestal welded to it. This guy is getting pretty heavy. I think this is going to be a lifetime fire pit, and I think it'll last a lifetime because it's so heavy. Steel, I don't think you'll have any problem setting this out in the yard and just let it do its thing. I think it'll last a long, long time. I'm pretty happy with the way the adjustment is going so far. Now, once we get more weight, the more weight you put on here, the better it's going to set back there. So when your food's on there, your rack that we have to build yet gets on there, this thing is going to work out, I think, pretty good. Alright, I'm going to just try to bend this thing while it's cold, and I'm just going to go right around the rim with this thing. It's only 1/4 inch steel, it shouldn't be that hard. We got to bend a circle out of this. I figure I'd use the bottom of this because it's a little heavier, probably easier to work with than that top one. I got my ring built, but I'm going to tell you, this was the hardest part. I had a hard time holding it in there and then tacking it because I wanted it to be a little loose in there so you could get your grate in and out. I did take some heat, put a little bit of heat to it, but it wanted to pull it one direction because there's already pressure on it. So this is probably the hardest part for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take this thing down, and we're going to start working off of the grill itself, the thing that's going to swing over the top of it. So we're going to get this all off of here. This thing is very heavy now. Very heavy. So we'll get the ring, and we're going to start working on this piece right here, because this is where that grate has to sit on. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I cut a piece of wood, just a block of wood here, and it's a 1/2 inch. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'll use this block of wood and I'll have to cut it down as I go. I have another short block here we could use over on the end, but we're going to put our bars every 1/2 inch on there. And we're just going to work our way right across this thing both ways and get her finished up. Okay, our grate is all finished now, and this is what I have left out of 40 foot of 1/4 inch dowel. So that took pretty much almost 40 foot of that 1/4 inch dowel to build that rack. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take a grinder and go around. We're going to pop this grate out. We'll take a grinder and we'll clean up all these edges on this and wire brush that down. And I think we're going to have a pretty good grate for this thing. Alright, I got the edges ground down pretty good here, so no real sharp edges. And that thing fits down in there. It fits in there really good. And I measured my grill on the back porch to make sure these were 5/8 of an inch apart on my grill, and I made them 1/2 inch because we don't want hot dogs and that type of thing to fall down through there. Now I'm thinking while I'm here, I probably should take one dowel and go straight across the center from side to side. That will help it, you know, the weight on this maybe a little bit. Hopefully that'll help support it. I don't know. Yeah, maybe not. It's actually pretty good. I think I'll just leave it alone. I think I'll leave it alone. So let's see what it looks like on the grill. Let's go put it on the grill and see what it looks like. I think that's going to work out pretty nice. I like that. I'm not so sure. It should stay where it's at. Once you get weight on it, you know, if you got food or whatever on there, it should help hold it into place. I'm a little bit scared of it just rolling off on its own, but I think it'll be okay. Because I think you're going to eventually, if things get too hot there, you might move it over to the side and cook from here. You know what I mean? You might not want it exactly right over the top. So I think those don't look too bad. Alright, we're not quite finished with this thing yet because I still would like to be able to put a like a Dutch oven or something over the top and be able to hang it like a pot, hang a cast iron pot over the top. And I thought with this big rod sticking up, I might be able to do something like take something like this and build my contraption that would lower and raise that pot on this piece of pipe, and I'd be able to just slide it down on here when I want to use it, and I could use it just set it down on there and put my pot in there if I didn't want the grate. I thought that was a pretty good idea. I know I can make a lever in the back where different adjustments so I can raise it and lower it over top of the fire, and I'd still be able to swing it back and forth away from the fire and back onto the fire by just putting it down over top of this, not actually welding it or nothing. I think I could do that. I have something in mind for that. And then another thing is I don't want like hot dogs and brats to roll off of this thing, but I had such a hard time bending that circle that I built the grate with. I would like to build a perfect circle to go around the outside of this rim, right around the outside of it, a little bit bigger than the grate, so the grate would still be able to come in and out, but yet not let hot dogs roll off the edge or brats or whatever. So still just a work in progress. And we'll have it done here not too long. We'll figure out, like I said, we'll figure out this contraption here for our pot. And I think this is going to be a pretty good cooker. I am going to do something with the bottom. I'm going to do something where I think I can put some stakes in the ground. Or we're going to bury this thing in the ground. One or the other. But I thought maybe some roof bolts. Maybe take 3 pieces of pipe and weld them onto the sides at an angle, and then I can drive roof bolts down in the ground. I like that a little bit higher off the ground. I kind of like it a little bit higher. I would hate to have it any deeper in the ground. I kind of like the height of it. So let's see, not doing too bad. I think we did pretty good. So I'm going to end this video now, and I would like to tell everybody thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or a comment if you'd like. And don't forget, if you guys would, click the little bell down there so you get the alert when I come up with the next video. And share the videos for me. Get them out there. I do appreciate everything you guys do for me. So, thanks for watching.